and friends.
With benefits.
Kathy!
Oh, lady psycho. Oh, lady psycho.
You know what that means. 3 letters, 3 words. NXT, let's fucking go.
Oh, what is going on, everybody? Welcome back to this week's episode of the AEW Dynamite Watch Party.
It is Friday, and you know what that means. Only one thing. It's time for Friday Night SmackDown right here on Circle Debate Network for the watch along. It's Kayla, the Queen of the South.
Yo, the GETCHO podcast crew is in the building. That's right, you got your homie Just.
Yeah. What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the latest episode of Game Breaker Sports.
She bangs! Oh, baby, when she moves, she moves.
Yo.
He moves, baby. And he bangs.
The following program is rated TV MAL. It contains strong language.
Go fuck yourself! How's everybody's father feeling today?
Off is the direction you can fuck.
Go fuck yourself.
We are fucking back! We're back! Classic! We are back!
Let me talk to you!
That's right, folks. Let us fucking talk to you, baby, because we're back. That's right. The four horsewomen. Okay, so we have one woman. Okay, that's why I had to say 4 horsewomen, because I gotta clarify that, because if I don't say that, she's gonna fucking kill me. I don't want it to happen. All right, I just do not want it to happen. No, ladies and gentlemen, but welcome everyone to Circle Debate, In Time Wrestling, and of course, Attorney at Law and Outreach Control Podcaster, folks. To episode 260. The Rise and Fall Connection is not the Rock and Sock Connection. This is the Rise and Fall Connection with us fans, ladies and gentlemen, and with you guys. But you already know, the host of TV when I've been Siegel, my baby! Ah! My blood, my all, everything. Let me introduce my 3 other hosts. Of course, that's right. She is the coolest. She is the baddest. But if you piss her off, she's going to tell you this.
You need to shut the fuck up!
She does not want anything, no.
Emotional, damn it!
You don't want that. Ladies and gentlemen, the Queen of the South. Okay.
Coming in like the Heartbreak Kid.
The reigning and defending Predictions World Champion.
New Prediction World Champion, the Queen of the South. Wow, I'm so happy for her. She actually won. That's right. Hell yeah.
Dare I say it was a perfect night for the Queen.
That's right. It was a perfect weekend for her, I'll tell you that. And of course, my other 2 hosts, ladies and gentlemen. This man is the coolest. He's the baddest. He is Mr. Every Night for
Because I'm not just the coolest. And I'm not just the best.
I am the Redeemer. And you'll either feel the joy at my cruelty. This is the word of the Redeemer.
It's his world.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to tell you right now, I hope y'all never get sick and tired of seeing this mug, because you always have to see a lot of it every single time. We back here with the fam. You know what that means. It is game over.
It is. Oh, damn it, Tony Khan.
Let's fucking go.
Thank you, Tony Khan.
That's right. That's right. The Redeemer, folks. It's his world. That's right. And of course, this man got hoes everywhere. There's different area codes.
Hoes.
And because his brother got speared on Saturday. And he got no hose. He is laying in the hospital bed right now. What the fuck happened to my penis? Because, yeah, he got destroyed. And he was trying to call him. I need my brother to defend me. I need to make the call.
He'll represent you, and you'll be lucky. He'll win you 1.2, maybe 3. Oh, he's a fill of fucking Pepsi. Just call 1-900-Mussolini. And for a low fee of $3.99, he will give you expert legal advice and a free can of Pepsi.
Pepsi Film, Pepsi, not responsible. See the wrong kind of Pepsi. Top of Wrestling Talk and Circle Debate are all responsible for that.
Call today.
Money's on the way. Call Pepsi
today. Right now. And remember, he will fight for you.
Turn it on.
I'm sorry, I'm in mourning right now. my brother in arms was killed by a micro baller this weekend. Sadly, he was talking shit and he got what he deserved. Sadly, but he was murdered on live television. He was
killed by a micro brawler. I wasn't prepped for that one.
Oh, what a micro baller. What the fuck? I'm not ready for that. Oh, shit, man.
But I will persevere for the fans. I'm here for y'all.
But you need to clarify that wasn't just any micro brawler. It was the Glamazon micro brawler.
Glamazon. one of the most formidable micro brawlers.
Oh, man. Folks, hopefully you guys had an incredible weekend. It was stupendous, man, spectacular event that happened, of course, this past Saturday. I can tell you it was like 8 hours worth of professional wrestling. Man, it was a lot. But I appreciate everybody for joining us on Saturday for that watch party that we did. We had 7.5 hours, almost 7 hours and 45 minutes of nothing but professional. It's like, doing a job. But see, we love it to do it for you guys. But let's get into it. Overall, I need to ask Attorney at Law because he gave his predictions for All Out. Something was wrong over here. You got to tell me, Pepsi Phil. So, but before I even pass it on to you to give us your thoughts, I just want to say one thing. This Saturday was Women's Night. They saved it all. That's all I have to say. But I'm going to let Pepsi Phil kill it in here. The floor is yours, Pepsi Phil.
I will say I did end up watching both events. I hope this teaches them about quality over quantity. All Out was legitimately, as always, a very fun event, and it was more fun because every single match in it made some kind of sense. Really? Pot Pie Day? Damn.
This sounds exactly good. Papacito. There's Papacito Vince. I came in early. Just my first time with my wife.
But All Out was a whole lot of fun. All Out had a lot of surprises. I was really happy with that event. It was another strong story-driven episode. Well, pay-per-view. And like I said, there was never a point where I did not have fun. There was no quote-unquote match that was a bathroom break during that entire night. And shout out to Chris Statlander. I have been a fan of the Alien, to the new Stat, to Evil Stat, to Dark Phoenix Stat for a long time, and I have been waiting for her to get this championship. It happened a little sooner than I thought, but truth be told, it was a great match in the first place, and I was not disappointed. Shout out to Toni Storm for the huge sell and the great rub she gave her. I'll even say it. Even the Mercedes Moné match with Riho was really good too. That was legitimately a strong match that I enjoyed. I ain't gonna talk about the tag match with the belts because I'm gonna tell you right now. While I enjoyed that tag team ladder match, the greatest part of it was Bryan Danielson losing his shit left and right over that match. If you want to talk about a man coaching from the sidelines, Daniel Bryan went full parent coach right there. My favorite is when Bandito was showing off with the belts behind him, and the belts are literally at his shoulder, and he changed his mind to do a spot. Brian's like, what the hell you doing? Just grab the belts, son. I was like, damn, coach.
Brian having his freaking Jeff Hardy, watching the Jeff Hardy moment from Bandito over there with the Money in the Bank where he climbs up the huge ladder. It's like JBL with the just grab the briefcase, Jeff. You're right there.
Yeah, it was, but which honestly, I think, like I said, that is not how JR would have done it. But I didn't think I was going to enjoy it that much. I literally laughed out loud when he started talking. But I should have known it was going to be like that when he saw the exchange between Daniel and Don Callis. When he goes, so Daniel, Brian, have you ever wrestled anyone like Hechicero? Yeah, Hechicero.
Brian Danielson, stay on commentary forever, please.
I love it. Oh yeah, I do love it.
Honestly, overall, that night, that All Out was really fun, great. The Hangman versus Kyle Fletcher. God damn. As far as I'm concerned, Kyle Fletcher can be a top guy right now. He's ready to be top guy status. That match right there put him. He was already on the map. But yeah, now legitimately he like that right there is like. I mean, I always liked Kyle Fletcher, but that right there, that's big game. That's big game right there.
Okay.
So I was pretty excited about that. I was really happy to see Eddie Kingston. I didn't know I was going to be possible, but Eddie Kingston and Hook being back together, being together, something about that makes me happy.
Okay.
Like something about that makes me really happy because I feel like, and not the corner phrase, but there are two enigmas that I think work well together.
Okay.
And I think they can. Also, once again, shout out to Jurassic Express for getting back together. The only reason I'm happy is because that means Luchasaurus, if you remember last year, he was taken down because he had a case of double pneumonia and he was having lung issues.
Yeah,
and no one was sure if he was going to come back. And I'm really glad he can come back to where he was back then, and he's doing much better and he looks great. So I was really happy to see that. It was less about Jurassic Express being back together, but more like it's nice to see Luchasaurus back in the ring doing what he did before. Yeah. So that was the other thing that made me happy.
Oh, fantastic.
And of course, shout out to, I guess it's Beth Copeland, not Beth Phoenix, and her murderous onslaught that is in Canada. But shout out to her because damn, you want to talk about somebody who looked great and still looked really violent? Like she was. Now I want a Beth Copeland versus Marina Shafir match. I don't care what anyone says.
I like that idea.
Yeah, that's a slobber knocker right there.
I like that. Right. Shout out to everybody getting in the chat. Emily, what's going on? Gabby, Papacito, King Matt, Stitchy. You got tell your mom has the world title. I'll do a title for her. Bear with me here, okay, Stitchy. I apologize. Gregory, what's going on? Very Gabagool. I think both shows are really good, but my problem is that earlier today I ate 4 mini Celeste frozen pizzas, and now I'm on the bus, just pooped myself. My stomach is for another 20-something minutes. Damn, I'm sorry.
I'm gonna just tell you right now. Poop happens. I don't know what to tell you. Poop happens. You're gonna be all right. Poop happens.
Well, I hope you get to feeling better, dude. I really do.
Legit.
But yeah, we're just doing All Out, right? Not Palooza.
Yeah, we're doing all out. We'll say Palooza. Oh, now it's time to pass to the new world champion. That is the Queen of the South. I am excited. Please tell me when to hit Eddie. I'll hit it, or you hit it. It's up to you.
All Out. Obviously, I didn't get to see it. Later on, actually watch it, but I knew what happened because I was at work. But it was building up and everything. When we did do our predictions, I was just like, I kept thinking about it. Why would Stat be in this match if she wasn't going to win? And when they brought it on 4 years ago on Saturday when she had her last title shot, and I was just like, she's right. It was at All Out 4 years ago. I'll talk about the rest of it. I just had to jump on this. And she was one of the very OGs. And the one, I was a fan with her from very start. Mm-hmm. I will admit it took me a little bit, to get into Dynamite when it first came out. My first ever show I went to was the first ever steel cage match, Cody Rhodes versus Wardlow. So I got to see that live. And obviously and then that's when Statlander came out, and instantly I just like fell in love with her. I loved her gimmick. I loved, everything about her. And it was, a lot of people laugh at me when I say I'm a fan of Natalya. But then when I say Statlander's like my AEW Natalya, like she is the woman reason why I'm a fan that I am. And she's, went out with her. She was so close to winning the world title. She had an ACL injury. Boom. She went out. She had the All Out. Boom. Turned around and busted the other one. And then she returned at Double or Nothing only to defeat. I called it too. A lot of people say it's not going to happen. And I'm going to say Jade's going to get to 60. She's going to point and she's going to say anytime, anywhere, take it. Guess who returned and won the TBS title? Ecstatic because she won her first championship. Then she fell a little short again, up and down. Then she built herself back up. She's been fighting ever since she's came back from both knee injuries, only to work herself up. And then when the title thing came out and predictions, and I was looking at what our others in the prediction, I said, no, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I'm going for Stat this time. Stat's got it 100%. And like I said, I was at work. I was actually picking bogus orders, online orders to get them ready for customers. And my boyfriend, Dan, he texts me, says, Tony lost. I'm like, wait, what? He says, all I'm going to say is Tony lost. Like he didn't want to tell me. And I'm like, no. And mind you, this is a quiet store. There was like nobody in the store. I think it was like me and the manager and the person on cashier. And the manager was in the stock room and I was just sitting there. I was like, no. So I pulled out my phone and it said Chris Statlander defeated Dudley. I was like, ah! Like that literally in the store. And my manager dropped the pallet that he was working on. Are you okay? I said, I am so sorry. I'm sorry. He says, what happened? They know I'm a wrestling fan. I told him, he says, well, your mood that I didn't want to effing be here just turned around. I said, yeah, I still don't want to be here because I'd rather have watched it online on, TV and see it. But I said, and it was static, and I called and told Mom, I said, Tony lost the title. And she says, oh, okay. Who did she lose it to? And I said, she only got pinned by Chris Statlander. So Mom was excited. And, the moment that it happened, and the thing is, I was the women's prediction champion and I lost it. I did lose it to JD, but it didn't really matter to me because I just turned around and just won the world title from TK at the same night. So just like, I don't even care. I lost the women's title. You can have it, take it. I'm pretty sure at one point I'm going to probably snatch it back from JD. Who knows? But, it was a moment just to finally see her. She's freaking well deserved it. And I'm super ecstatic for Stat, hopefully it's a long title run. She's, because she deserves it. And I saw a lot of hate online. People's not happy about it, but yet they were saying people that bitch that she wasn't champion. So all of them can just go fuck themselves for all I care.
Play it, girl.
You know what? All those haters that bitch that Stat was not champion. Now they're bitching because they beat Tony Storm. This is for you.
Off is a direction you can fuck.
And one more.
Go fuck yourself.
Yes.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. Fucking bloody marvelous, baby. Bloody marvelous.
So, all right. And as far as Briscoe and MJF, I did watch that. That was a very brutal match. The referee pulled up his shoes. I saw on Instagram. He had so many tacks in his shoes. Poor guy. But for us, that was a good match. Like, Pepsiville stated, he was not expecting, Briscoe to win, but I was really glad that Briscoe did. Because he kind of did need a win over MJF, considering MJF has basically brought Jay up on so many occasions, and I felt like he just kind of needed revenge for his brother. So I was kind of glad for that. I'm not even going to touch Fuckface's match. I know what the part of that was going to happen. Not even going to touch it. Not even going to touch it. But it was a good match. Kudos to Rio. And I know she wasn't going to win, but part of me was just yelling, just say, hey, just pin her. I don't care. Snatch the title, run away with it, do something, make her cry. I don't care. But anyway, Brian Danielson actually on the whole tag team match commentary was hilarious, like Pepsi Phil stated. He was getting into it. I was waiting for Daniel Bryan just to get out there and just go grab the briefcase for a couple people and just tag was like, here, just take it, end it. But kudos to Brodito for definitely retaining those titles, because a part of me during that match had a feeling that Young Bucks were going to get it back. Then we actually got the return of Jack Perry, which is great. Only for Luchasaurus. We got the return of Jurassic Express with so that's back. I'm excited to see what's next for them. I will tell you one match that Daniel Bryan was very, very vocal or not very vocal was the Jon Moxley versus Darby Allin match.
Mm-hmm.
He was very mixed emotional with that. That was a really good match. I did not like how it ended. For once, I only wish that, yes, we got the return of Pac, but my first word, oh, damn you, you bastard, kind of thing, because, he helped Mox win. But I definitely know it's not over between those two. Let's see. Kyle Fletcher and Hangman Adam Page was okay. Kyle's definitely a future world champion in a spotlight. That's not going to change. Hopefully when he does gets it, he's not part of the Don Callis. Okada and Takeshita was a good match. Oh, wait, and whatever.
Mascara Eduardo.
Yes. Was a good match, but we knew how that was going to go. So it's only leading up to Takeshita and Okada later on in the line for the title. Also, we actually got the tease that one little freshly squeezed Orange Cassidy is returning this Wednesday. Thank goodness he has been missed, and I'm glad to finally have him back. And it will not surprise me that he will go up and congratulate Stat on her win for the world title, considering he was there beside her 4 years ago, rooting her on that she came up short. And I will say that a certain speaking of tag teams, you're putting tag teams back together, trying to put the Acclaim back together, and you're supposed to put the Jurassic Express back together. Can you somehow put the Best Friends back together, please? Seriously?
Oh, shit.
Please.
Oh, okay.
Because a certain picture got leaked of Chucky Taylor and Stat sitting on the steps after her win at All Out. So Chucky congratulated her.
Okay.
So,
I didn't see that. Okay.
So I don't know if I know Trent's kind of been hurt. He's just been kind of laying low. He's out injured. I don't maybe whenever he returns this, but hey, I'm all for it. But I know Orange will definitely give her, a welcome in, if not trying to get her in the group with them. But yeah, 100%. I actually enjoyed All Out. So I will admit sometimes they lackluster and you don't give you what you want, but All Out had it this time. And like I said, moment of the night, Stat winning by a move. It's kind of funny about that. Wheeler goes, use the seatbelt maneuver because you did it. You won the match last week. You need to do it. And when I watched the media scrum and they asked her about it, and she goes, "Oh no, lots of people have done it. Orange Cassidy," and just started naming a bunch of people, but she would not admit that she would not say Wheeler Yuta's name whatsoever. So I thought that was
like I said, I'm kind of enjoying this weird Wheeler Yuta storyline that nobody knows what the fuck's going on. Because remember when he first started, that boy was not talking, period. Now he real vocal out here trying to like adapt people, going like, oh, okay, I guess you talking now. I mean, he's getting the Kyrie Sane treatment, basically.
Oh gosh. Yeah, I just watched Monday Night Raw all the way through today, and it's just like, and I'm just sitting there just going, Kyrie, really, girl? Really? You be okay. Well, now we see what happened, because I was just watching it, and you know, when even Asuka, when she turned on Io, the whole thing, because I had a feeling something was going to happen, just the way she was making a match with Rhea and all that stuff, and it was just like, and even some of the things, it's like Kyrie's always trying to talk to him, and then even in the ring, she was out there, she couldn't do it. It's like Kyrie, it's like part of Kyrie don't want anything bad to happen between her and Asuka, but she's very scared to start doing things. It's like she don't want to do it. She's like, I want to be.
Obviously, Asuka's a bad influence on Kyrie Sane. That's what I see.
Now I want some pot pie from KFC now, Zach.
I know, right?
Will you stop saying that? We're all going to sit here and end up have a pot pie by the end of the night.
Yeah, but 100% I agree with you, Kayla. It was a lot of fun to watch that. Like it was and honestly, I got to watch it on HBO at like a discounted rate. So I was pretty happy about that.
You're welcome.
Right.
So yeah,
awesome. Bobby Redeemer, what do you got for us?
Again, going into All Out, I was very skeptic, like, because literally in most of aspects of these matches, there was very little build, very little anything that was very intriguing to this entire thing. Like, your opening contest literally was awesome. I just expected this between Copeland, Christian, and FTR, like flat out. You know, two, teams that you can call the best of all time, hands down. They killed it. My only little gripe I had going into it was I wish they didn't give Copeland and Christian as a team away first and then do this. Like they should have saved this for when they got to Canada and then had their first team up together be here. And then kind of like you should have never put them together and just rushed them to have the matchup against.
But if they didn't do that, we wouldn't get the Green Bastard. We wouldn't have had the Green Bastard segment.
That was just comical.
it actually was comical, but I know I asked this. Tell me that guy from that movie, Office movie. What's that movie called?
Office Space.
Office Space. Is that the same guy? Is it?
No. That's a different.
The guy with the green glass. Yes,
that's
looks like him.
That's an old WWE gimmick.
Okay.
I may not be WWE. It may be when they had their TV show. Christian, Edge and Christian Reek of Awesomeness. I think the kid was. I think he was on that one.
Okay.
Did you go back to bed?
I wish they had saved. Like I said, I wish they had saved it for this. Like instead of having the matriarchy tag match first and then have this, they should have at least had their first team up be this one. You could have had them come together, lead up to this. Like Christian has his one-on-one with the matriarchy, whichever members he wants to do to get rid of that. And that's when Copeland comes out to come assist him. But it's like, we still don't know if Christian's going to align himself. But meanwhile, that's when Christian can start to have his moments where he's like, oh, look, he came to help me, even after all I've done to him. So maybe I can help him with his FTR problem. And then your first team up is that matchup here. But I still love this matchup. It was great. Seeing Beth show up, fantastic. Stokely getting freaking speared damn near out of his everything was nuts. And then Beth taking the pile driver, absolutely crazy. I loved it. Eddie Kingston, Big Bill. I wish, honestly, I'm happy for Eddie to be back, but I just wish they'd save this match for Collision. This felt like a Collision match on a pay-per-view for no reason. It didn't need to be here for the most part. Briscoe and MJF, fantastic. Mark Briscoe needed to win this. Like MJF, I feel like is so solidified that he could take a loss. He could, even with that contract, he can take losses. And you can't have Mark Briscoe constantly getting told and brought up about his, you know, his brother over and over again by MJF without Mark getting the one up at least once. So this was an absolute right decision here. And just again, MJF, we know what he's got. He going forward. It's just when is it going to be the announcement of when he's going to use that contract? The Demand and the Hurt Syndicate, very good. I am happy the Demand won, because right now I'll give it to the Hurt Syndicate. As much as that whole thing came out about, oh, they won't lose the tag team titles to FTR and everything else like that, they've done a hell of a job so far at actually putting over some younger guys and some fresher faces. So I'll give it to the Hurt Syndicate on that. The Demand was the right decision on this one, I feel like.
I agree.
Mercedes and Riho, listen, it was a foregone conclusion. It was predictable, flat off the bat. The match was very good. I'm happy Riho is back. I've always been a big fan of Riho. I know a lot of people are not, because she's not believable. She's 98 pounds. She shouldn't be winning matches. There's no freaking physical way. Like, I don't care. It's not what wrestling's about. Everything else. Riho is one of those like kind of scenarios where you either enjoy her or you don't. And there's a lot of people that really do enjoy her. So, but it was, again, a foregone conclusion that Mercedes was going to get this, because we all know where we're headed with this. Mercedes is trying to basically erase Jade from the record books. So at this point, we're just throwing warm bodies at Mercedes until that record is broken. It is that simple at this point going forward. So, but I will give them, the match was very good. The triple threat for the unified title was fantastic. Absolutely outstanding. Takeshita killed it. Okada, fantastic. Mascara Dorada's the fucking MVP of that matchup. Like, just absolutely everything. He went fucking balls to the wall in this matchup, and I was blown away. Like, it's just so crazy to look at him now and think that's Grand Metalik in WWE. That's like Lucha House Party. Like, what the fuck? This is crazy here. Like,
Daniel Bryan would agree with you.
Right? After watching that performance, all I kept saying to myself was CMLL, put a title on him. That's all I kept saying. CMLL, put a title on him at this point. Like,
doesn't he have a stint? I think that was his nine. I think he's got a stint in Japan coming up, like right after.
He does actually. He does. He's going to.
I know. Yeah, I heard he was going to Japan right after All Out. So I was like, that man got
nowhere on his way, because he just finished right after here. He went back to Mexico to do an event, and then now he's heading to Japan.
Now he's going to Japan.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I just thought. I heard he was going to Japan. I thought it was right after.
Mascara Dorada's a freaking.
Honestly, I keep forgetting he was Grand Metalik, because I don't. In the words of our Lord and Savior, Mariah Carey, I don't know her. Grand Metalik, Mascaro, and Grand Metalik, two different people.
That's bonkers.
Mariah Carey had about things on the professional wrestling podcast.
Right, that was not the freaking comparison I was expecting.
I know, did not expect that either.
Oh god, the coffin match was absolutely insane.
Yeah,
I actually am not disappointed that Moxley went over, because honestly, I feel like they are dragging this out. They're going to drag it until the properly named World's End. That is when Moxley is going to have everything crumble down around him. And I think, honestly, this was perfect. Seeing Pac come back was very cool. You know, Death Riders, you know, there's still, the numbers are coming back. It's starting to reform again, stronger than ever. We get it. But the craziness with the whole Darby getting out of the body bag at the end and lighting Moxley on fire in the body bag was fucking crazy.
I'm not going to lie to you. That felt a little excessive and unnecessary for a storyline.
It's still Darby trying to tell him, like,
I'm going to end you. Considering a few pay-per-views ago he was using a flamethrower, I guess it counts. I guess it still works.
It was still, I thought it was bonkers, and I enjoyed the shit out of it.
So here's my thing with Darby Allin. He should not work or be alive, honestly. Remember how we used to talk how Jeff Hardy used to JR used to say Jeff Hardy, one of the most resilient wrestlers in the world. I think Darby Allin officially has that title now, man. Because the
Darby's
beating,
just unreal.
He takes cartoon beatings. He takes beatings like Bugs Bunny used to do. I mean, I worry about him when he gets older.
But he scares me a lot with some of the stuff that he does. Like that freaking moment during this matchup where he took that razor's edge out onto the casket on the floor. I'm like,
oh my God, that was
Darby. Like, I get it. You're used to these bumps, but like you don't have to kill yourself. Like, come on.
And it's his idea. That's the thing. It's his idea to do these bumps too.
That's what's crazy about it too.
And I think the thing about Darby that a lot of people don't know is like he always states what he used to be like. What he was before AEW happened. And he went from like living in in trash cans on the street, in his car, and just different things like that, throughout the world. And he, now that he's part of AEW and actually got a job where he can get off his feet and actually take care of himself, he's actually, I guess you can say, he's saying he's living his dream of just living and doing what he likes most. And I think and there's a lot of people out there that don't like Darby Allin, but, I like Darby. And, there's, like I said, he reminds me, being a fan of the Hardy Boys, especially Jeff, he reminds me a lot of Jeff. And, and I know that when he is on my list to meet, I've already met the Hardy Boys, but meeting Darby one day, it's just, it'll mean a lot, just because we look at, oh my gosh. Like, sometimes Dom and the Redeemer, they'll do Darby dead counts, just like, he'll like do the highest jump off the century. And next thing you know, 2 seconds later, he's doing this power kick up, running across the freaking ring, dodging at you. Like, what the heck? Did you just like drink a whole
fucking dive off of a super tall ladder through a pane of glass for God's sake?
I remember that. That was, like I said, that was the one that told me he's insane.
He's sitting there drinking all those energy drinks, getting all the energy.
I mean, I know we say Jeff Hardy, but truth be told, that's old school Terry right there.
Yeah,
that's old school Terry right there. Because truth be told, he is. Because don't get me wrong, it took me a while to warm up to Darby Allin because I was just like, I just thought he was an extreme guy, but I saw him wrestle, and he's really good. And then I saw him take it to the next level, and I was like, Jesus, okay, I guess this is where we are. Right. But I can honestly say, the thing about him is that if you watch a match with him, and I mean really watch a match, it is never boring and it is never not entertaining.
Yeah, no.
And that kid gives you his heart, and in the match you look at it, you go, that's amazing.
He scares the living shit out of me, but boy, oh boy, do I freaking commend him for freaking doing the shit that he does. Like,
I mean, Kayla
that much into something like this for our entertainment and our freaking viewing pleasure. Like, he's fucking just nuts for that. But it's like, I like I said, I commend him for that. It's just insane that you would put yourself through that. Like, again, like Kayla just said, he's had a rough past, everything else. And I understand like how he feels about that, but holy shit, like some of it gets super scary. And like,
I don't
Darby go.
That's the thing about Darby. I don't think he's reckless. He is definitely, like, you have to be really smart to be able to pull those moves off, to take those bumps and do those moves and get a story together to do that. I don't think he's reckless. I mean, do I think I'd say Terry, but do I think it reminds me of some of the crazy shit Mick Foley used to do and tell people to do to him? Yeah. But again, Darby's not stupid. And I think because he feels real responsible, and he makes sure, because if you watch a match, no one's like, he'll take the worst bumps we've ever seen, but you'll notice the people he wrestles are never in danger. They are never hurt. He takes care of them. He makes sure they're okay, and make sure that for the story, he will sell his body to make sure that we enjoy it. I mean, I'm with Kayla. If I get a chance to meet him, that would be hella cool, because from what I've heard, he's a really nice guy, especially.
I believe that.
I believe that too. Yeah.
But women's world title, fatal 4-way, very good. Applaud to freaking Statlander. 4 years in the fucking making here. Thank God. Like, honestly, like, I'm not disappointed that freaking Tony. Listen, she just got the title back. We understand that. like Jamie Hayter and Tekla are too busy still with their feud, so there was no reason to put the title involved in their feud right now. Tony getting the pin was still the shocker to me in that whole entire moment. Like, I thought Fatal 4-Way would be, we have these other women in here so we can get the title off of Tony without her taking a pin. But Stat pins the fucking champion. That is nuts and clean. Like, just absolutely bonkers. Happy for Chris Statlander. The tag team title ladder match actually was damn good. I enjoyed the shit out of it. Again, Brian on commentary just all night. I love it. Jurassic Express coming back together. Listen, I know we didn't get any conclusion of, Luchasaurus in the matriarchy and everything else. But at this fucking point, I don't care. I'd rather have Jurassic Express back together at this point. I don't really care about what's going on with the matriarchy because they're still busy fucking around with Christian and Copeland and now with FTR with them. So you know what? Good on Jurassic Express. Let's get them back in the tag division because let's get this boosted tag division that actually feels like it's getting revitalized again. It had a long period where it started to feel very depleted, very down on its luck. And right now, it's back. The Bucks are actually not insufferable. You got teams like Jet Speed, the Callis family, freaking just the champs themselves. Now you got Jurassic Express. You're just loading them up. You still got teams like Top Flight. And when the Acclaim gets back together, you're finally revitalizing the tag division that needed it, which is good. And the main event was fucking epic. Like, Hangman and Fletcher just absolutely killed it out there. Kyle Fletcher was absolutely made that night. Like, Will Ospreay was the one who immediately during that feud with Kyle Fletcher put Kyle Fletcher right up on the map. Hangman solidified it that night. That man is a guaranteed, should be main eventer and an actual eventual world champion in the future. And again, just all out, flat out had me very skeptic going into it because, again, very little story wise. Some of it was very rushed. Some of it was just kind of thrown together. You had what you needed to go going on there. But you know what? And overall, it delivered. So, all out, I applaud it.
Absolutely.
Really, Tommy, you just had to bring that up, okay? Really? Seriously? Because in my defense, okay, if you don't know StreamYard, in my defense, like right now, looking at the screen on the computer, down here, it has Leave Studio. Up here says In Stream. No problem. Well, on your phone, it has In Live and nowhere to leave stream unless you totally surface it out. Guess what? The little red button got me. I do apologize for that. What I can
It's
say.
fine. It ain't the first time. It ain't the first time.
Mobile. If you're ever on mobile or anything else, when you're on StreamYard, do not hit a button. Just exit out of your tab.
Just exit out of the tab. Yeah, no, it's fine because it's ain't the first one. I did it before. Tim did it before, so it's like.
It's funny. I had texted TK about it, and I was just like, "Oh boy." He called me. He's like, "Do you remember?" He says, "I did it for All Out last year." He says, "All Out is it's cursed." It was
All Out is cursed. Whatever being is fucking around during All Out, be gone.
Right,
Tommy, it's all good, Tommy. But yeah, I mean, you guys really did to the cup, and I can't really add much to it. Everything was there, and I mean, we always been saying this. AEW, when it comes to pay-per-view, has delivered, and they really have. Even heading into the pay-per-view is where we get skeptical. We're like, oh, I don't know if this is going to be a great one. I don't know. They're not telling the story to it, how Redeemer said earlier about it. There was not a story to it. However, the match is delivered. We got a return. We got a reunion. We got a new world champion. We got someone that was solidified. And we got a reunion tag team that most likely that is going to be further than that, for that story is not over yet. And I'll say quick, Tony Khan was asked at a media scrum about Blood and Guts. This could be the Blood and Guts here. Maybe so, that we might see FTR and CMC probably get involved in this. If they can add a female to it, the question is who? I said on Saturday it could be Megan Bain who they could add maybe to the story. So that'll be something that would be interesting to see. And to see Beth Copeland versus Megan Bain in that intergender trios, and they can do something like that in the Blood and Guts. I wouldn't mind seeing that. Something that could deliver that. But it's something we're gonna have to wait to see what Tony Khan will do more further than that.
Okay.
So but definitely, I mean, AEW All Out delivered really good, and I'm really happy. I'm happy for Kayla, because I know she went ape shit. I wish I was there, like, to hear her on the at her work. Going nutty everywhere.
Like I said, that was like manager just drops the pallet. He's working. Are you okay?
I will say one thing about AEW storytelling.
Mm-hmm.
So I will say I agree with you. They don't have the most intricate or detailed or, like, say, world expanding storylines.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that's always going to be something that they're working on. Surprisingly, they do a better job of telling a story once they get in the ring.
No, I absolutely agree with you. And the thing for me is that
no, I'm not saying it was you, because, like, a lot of people complain because they say WWE has these long storylines that take over months. But I think AEW is more concentrated. That people don't understand the fact that in wrestling you don't have to tell a story the same way as the other guys.
Agreed.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, go for it. I'll say
AEW tells their stories a little bit differently. They do, and honestly, the thing you asked me is they do a lot of callbacks in their storytelling, which I enjoy, because there's like random stuff that just feels like it. But the fact they get in the ring, like you said, where we have fun with the matches, and they like the whole story kind of gets told right there in the ring, I think is a testament to how they're trying to branch out from like trying to be like WWE. Because honestly, not everyone can do a Judgment Day or a Bloodline storyline that lasts 14 months and do like 15 spinoffs of that storyline. And honestly, I don't want to see that, because how many times have you said this storyline taking too goddamn long to finish?
But no, I absolutely agree with you, because I think that's something that we see that AEW has done a lot from the last couple of years, which they have developed, of now telling more better story in the ring than more than a promo.
Yeah.
And this case, this was a test for Tony Khan, because he needed backup. His 3 top stars are out. He needs to figure out how to get his plan B, which is his backup card that he has currently available. How to make sure, because especially for Hangman, that's your world champion. You got him out of that story. Now you need to give him a story for him to become a defending world champion. That was our major concern, and Redeemer could tell you that. That was our major concern for me, was that man's booking. But Kyle Fletcher delivered that Saturday, and that's what we needed to see. And if we could get that still going for Hangman, that defending championship, that style, I'll be happy for him, because he deserves to have a second chance. He never got it the first time. Redeemer had, brought out before about that. So I just hope that we continue to see that for Hangman. That's the only one guy that I'm concerned of, is his title ring, because that booking for All In was fucking awesome. I think that could be match of the year. I still don't. It's top 5, top 3. We still got 3 more months before the end of the year is going for us to decide what's the match of the year. But I'm just hoping that his title ring becomes more really valuable than what it was the first time when he first won the world championship. And that's where my only thing. Other than that, the rest of the stories, I like how they're doing it, and I like how they're telling it. So I'm happy for Tony Khan. He's doing the right thing, and he just needs to he's learning daily as the weeks come by. And now the next step is Wrestle Dream. How's he going to book that? What is he going to book on that? So that's where I'm curious to see tomorrow. How's he going to start from there for Wrestle Dream? So that's I'm excited to see how he's going to book, matches for that pay-per-view, because I know that that's like the roadblock for them. And then Full Gear is where we're going to see what's going to be the spectacle on that. That's what I'm really wanting to see. That's for sure. And Wrestle Palooza. Now we can get into that. Now
I'm okay if the world champ takes this one first.
I know I'm gonna take it first. Go for it.
Take it away, champ. Save us.
Gosh. Okay, hold on. Let's see here. If I had to be completely honest with you, when I came home to watch wrestling, obviously I watched all of All Out. But when it came to Wrestle Palooza, I will be honest with you, I mean, I am a huge Cody Rhodes fan. I watched like 2 minutes of that match when it came on. And I'm like, I can't do this. And I love Cody Rhodes. I don't know what it was about that match. I just felt like something was missing with it. Far as the whole Brock Lesnar and John Cena match, I call that utter bullshit. Because I just actually seen online that he beat him like in under 10 minutes. And I'm like, okay, sure, whatever. So that kind of just blew me out of the water. The Visionary, I saw how the Usos, LA Knight was screwing the Usos left and right in their match on different occasions. So they said on social media. And then I was just like, you know what? I'm just going to knock it out of the water. And not even going to pay attention to it. So, like I said, I watched part of Cody's match, couldn't do it. And then I went to the tag team match just to see AJ's in return action. I thought it could be a little bit better than what it was. I mean, it obviously did show that AJ did not miss a beat. She did train. She still, I guarantee when Punk was trying to come back, she was definitely his wrestling partner to get him back in shape. You could definitely see that. I did love the fact that she actually tapped Becky out to the Black Widow, which later down the line we can probably eventually see that maybe AJ will take the title off of Bex. You know, right now, as far as Bex goes, I'm gonna be kind of torn between because I do like some people say don't like how the whole Becky Lynch thing is going right now, but you know, I am a fan of Becky. I'm going to be a fan of Becky. Heel, face, fucked up heel, whatever she's got going on right now. I mean, this heel turn right now is just, it's kind of like just bouncing on a little weight right now. Like, I don't know. I'm really not digging it. But I still support her 100% because she's definitely one of my faves. And, you know, that's not going to change. Stephanie Valkyrie and Io was the other match that I watched all the way through. Like the Redeemer stated, Stephanie didn't need this right now. You know, but honestly, I am happy for Stephanie. I just hope that she has a good reign. I hope this is, you know, only the beginning to, you know, part of me hopes this is the only beginning for her to start pushing towards more. Like, I want her to not just be a world champion. I would like to, at some point, see her get a Royal Rumble win, possibly a Money in the Bank, and also go after the 2 mid-card titles. So I just don't want her to, I don't know, I'm just going to say an odd number, 60 days and lose the title to somebody else. Or if she ends up going up against Rhea, are you going to make her lose at Peruth? Because if you are, it's really shitty. You should just put it on Io. I am 100% happy for her. I just hope they do her right. Because from when she's came in, from where she came from up to where she's in NXT, showing what she could do on the roster. She's one hell of a wrestler and one hell of a girl, and she deserves everything. And like just a lot of the ones newcomers and stuff out, she deserves nothing but the best. Just don't push her really, really hard, only to drag her back in the mud. As far as Wrestle Palooza go, you know, like I said, other than AJ and, you know, Steph's match, there wasn't really anything that intrigued me. Honestly, Wrestle Palooza was just how I felt about Wrestle Palooza. Where is it at? Where's it at? See if I can find it. This is basically how I felt.
I cannot believe this shit.
I mean, I just felt like, or actually, this is more legit.
Fuck!
I mean, I just felt like for WWE pay-per-view, it was missing something drastically. Like the build-up, this thing was not there. And, you know, like Pepsi Phil stated, All Out brought it all Out had your attention. They brought things in they needed. They, you know, brought back old storylines for the pay-per-view. Look at Jurassic Express. They're back together, old and new. Come back, you know, just to rebuild and gain stuff. You know, and No offense to Seth and Bex, but it's just, and now that we're possibly getting the tease that we're getting Brock Lesnar back on the Paul Heyman side. Lord help us all. You know, it's just I really just don't know right now. I mean, I know it has people say, you know, Triple H just doing some creative, but it's more like TKO, and I'm just sitting there shaking my head. There's so many things on TKO that I don't even understand what they're doing. I don't know. I mean, you've been teasing for months and months of Finn Balor winning the turn on fucking Dom Mysterio, but hasn't done it. This past Monday, he got pissed at Finn, and you got in JD. JD's getting pissed, but JD wants to have the smooth vibe that he don't really want to show Finn that he's pissed off at Dom for having him squashed in his match on Monday. So it's there. It's just, if you want to break up the Judgment Day, do it. It's there. Let Finn and JD go do their thing, or let Finn, you know, regain what he needs to, or something. It's just TKO's got a hold of these strings on things and just keeps tugging and tugging and tugging, but doesn't know how to let go of something. And when they do, it's like, the fuck did I just watch?
Yep.
Like, seriously, what was Wrestle Palooza? I mean, yeah, his name actually fits. Wrestle Palooza. Poops. I mean, I can't say it anymore.
Hold on a second. What? OTP, change the graphic, god damn it.
Wrestle Poop Lazula, whatever. I was not.
You put it like a poop right there, like poop.
Yeah, exactly. Change once again. Also, a shout out to Gabby. There's a callback right there.
Palooza. Like I said, I was not intrigued. Like I said, I'm a huge Cody Rhodes fan. It was Cody Rhodes that got me into wrestling. You know, the day that I meet him, I'm probably going to max out and cry more than what I did when I met Cross and Scarlett. It's just because that's how much Cody means to me. And it's just not be able to sit down and watch his match was just like, okay, that tells you something. Something was just missing in that match.
Yeah, I hear you. Okay. I understand totally. I'm experienced. Also, I agree with you. I don't think Roxanne needs Judgment Day anymore.
She don't need Judgment Day. Judgment Day just needs a breakup altogether.
Yeah, I think so. And honestly, I agree with Kayla. Finn needs to get back on that track to get them belts. Get them titles.
He does.
Mm-hmm.
He does.
So, man, what is good? What is
good? And I mean, I think he said at one point that because of their history and that they're, actually tag team champions, I know he said at one point he doesn't really want to say bye to JD Madonna. That's fine. You and JD can go do what your thing. JD can still be in your corner every week. Finn can be in JD's every week. You don't have to break those two up.
Yeah, the weird thing is that this is also why I love Finn. Finn really is one of those pay it forward types in wrestling.
He is.
So it's like the man has literally put so many people on training, like obviously Becky, JD, and I think probably like hundreds of other like Irish wrestlers.
Yep.
And sometimes he's a little selfless to a fault, because I think he's staying because he likes putting JD over. He likes getting the guys over. Because like I said,
no.
I think he said that just to push your buttons. But I think because if you think about it, Finn's run in Judgment Day is pretty much just.
Tell me, he didn't just say that.
Tell the truth. Finn's time in Judgment Day has literally just been him putting everybody else over but himself. Like, if you look at his run in Judgment Day, it's literally just him putting everybody over. He got Liv over. He getting Roxanne over. He's helping Raquel. He's helped Damian. It's literally just him getting all the younger guys over.
Mm-hmm.
And I appreciate that. But I was like, bro, you can get something. You can get your own bag, man. You can get your own bag. You more than earn that shit.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So, but again, like I said, hopefully it happens. Hopefully Judgment Day ends soon. But anyway, yeah. Wrestle Palooza is the new name.
Wrestle Poop.
Wrestle Palooza. Okay.
Palooza.
Speaking of Wrestle Palooza, I gotta give it to Puppy Redeemer because I need to hear what he has to say.
So, flat out, this was actually, again, WrestlePalooza was very unknown before they even started announcing matches, how I was going to feel about it. When they started announcing stuff, like even with Cena and Lesnar, and then Punk and AJ, and then the AJ coming back, and him and her teaming up with Punk to face Becky and Rollins, I thought that right there started to get me a little bit. And then they finally went through with the vacant world title match that they should have fucking done at Clash in Paris, but no, we had to apparently save it for the ESPN show. Fine, whatever you had to do there. And then they started throwing in these random like matches, like they had to start trying to do any kind of build with Cody and Drew McIntyre, but basically Cody had to spend most of the build off TV to film his freaking movie. So non-existent build. The freaking Vision against whoever at this fucking point is starting to get so repetitive that it's actually kind of losing a lot of freaking interest so much. LA Knight's involved in this whole thing. And what's he doing? Always on the losing end the entire time. Jay's in this freaking funk of we don't know what the fuck he's going on. Is he about to turn heel? We're going to really get healed Jay Uso, and he's going to try to become the brand new tribal chief version of Roman Reigns. Like, hell no. No one's going to be intrigued by that. Just keep the Usos together and figure out more with this. Like, it almost feels like, again, this whole Vision storyline is spinning its freaking wheels. And I don't like that whatsoever. Just flat out. Cena and Lesnar, to kick it off in the beginning of the show. Okay, when they first announced this as a main event, I go, okay, well, that must mean that we're going to get something decent out of this. So I started to get like a little bit of intrigue out of it. But then they switched it up and put it as the opening matchup. So I'm sitting here going, okay, now that you have it as the opener, you could still get something out of this, right? So like I said, leading up to this, the only thing that we need to get different out of this matchup here between Cena and Lesnar is a complete different thing of Cena brings his working freaking jorts. Cena brings his working jorts, and freaking Lesnar brings his working boots, and we get an actual matchup that's going to actually be something different than any other Brock Lesnar match that we've seen recently. Like the fact that he worked that long super match with freaking Cody Rhodes, like I was expecting something like that. It didn't have to be that long like it was with Cody. It could have been just at least maybe 15 minutes or something, but at least do something that wasn't just what we've seen between Cena and Lesnar, finisher spam up the wazoo, because that's all Brock Lesnar matches have become, is fucking finisher spam. Immediately, Lesnar broke out a bunch of stuff, so I'm starting to see him throw clotheslines. He's throwing power slams. He's doing all this other stuff, and I'm like, okay, Brock's actually bringing his working boots, so maybe we're going to get something different. Maybe we are going to get it. And then it went down the fucking drain as soon as Cena started throwing 3 AAs, and then it was all finisher spam and Suplex City and everything else, and I went, great. It just fucking defaulted back to every other Brock Lesnar match as it could have been. It was fucking sad. It was a pitiful attempt at trying to give you something. And honestly, it just felt like they were like, yeah, this is what you guys, we're going to get to see this match. And guess what? We're going to give you jack squat of it. This is what you're going to get from it. And I was like, this fucking sucks. I hated it. I hated everything.
As far as I'm concerned, Cena's retirement match was against Sami Zayn.
On SmackDown?
Yeah, that's where as far as I'm concerned, that was a retirement match. That was legitimately a retirement match.
It felt like it. At least it was a fucking match compared to this.
Yeah. Oh, big time.
Vision. Listen, I'll give LA Knight this. At least he freaking at least he was lenient and let shit go. He didn't freaking just throw the match out the minute weapons started getting broken out. Do I think they should have just announced this as a no DQ match to begin with? Absolutely. But the fact that LA Knight was cool with it and let it go, fine. But the matchup was kind of blah, in my honest opinion. Because like I said, this Vision storyline, just Bronson and Braun trying to carry this stuff while Seth's off doing other stuff is just not working, honestly. I don't know what it is. There's something not working about it. And everything going on with Jay, where he's starting to act like Roman Reigns, is not intriguing. LA Knight is honestly in a freaking funk right now because he's lost every fucking matchup that he seems to have that involves the Vision. He literally just lost last night on Monday Night Raw, which is freaking sad. Like, he's literally won one match in the 6 weeks that he's been in a main event involved with the Vision and any other of the Usos whatsoever on Monday Night Raw, and that's freaking sad right now.
And remember, he only won because Seth got hurt.
Yeah, and that was it.
Yeah.
That's sad. And it wasn't even actually hurt. He just freaking played it up.
Yeah.
So in the end, what did that do for LA Knight? Not a damn thing. It's freaking sad right now. This whole thing just feels like it's trending downward now, and I don't like that.
Yeah. Yep.
Stephanie and Io, these two women killed it. These two women just seem to, as soon as they get in a ring together, just mesh so damn well that you can just expect a banger. Like literally every matchup they've had has been amazing. Again, I say this completely. I am sorry to those that are ecstatic that Stephanie Vaquer wins. Listen, I am happy to see her with a title, but I don't think it was time to give her the title.
Breaking my heart, man. It's still breaking my
I
heart.
don't think it was time to give her the title. You should have waited. It's the continuation of feeling like we're rushing everything with her and we're pushing her too damn fast. And I don't like that. That's not good.
But you know why though, right?
I don't really, honestly.
The AAA acquisition. It's part of their push to go into Mexico hardcore.
That's a weird.
But
I know. Technically, she is not like. I know she's not.
No, I know where you're going. I know where you're going with it. But I'll save my turn.
I feel like that's such a weird reasoning. Honestly, flat out. Like I just feel like everything with her is being way too rushed. Like NXT, everything was like freaking rushed too much. Gave her the North American Championship too early. Gave her the Women's Championship too early. Had to rush the title off of her to get her on the main roster too early. Had to basically, you kept her off TV for freaking 3 weeks after that. Like she had 2 matches and then disappeared off TV until Evolution. Then she showed up at Evolution to win that battle royal. And then she got taken off TV again because we couldn't figure out apparently that this matchup should have been done in fucking Paris. But no, we had to save it for the ESPN show. Fine, whatever floats your boat. But at that point, again, Io should have won this championship. Io should have won this title because honestly, the world title involved in the story that she is involved in makes that everything so much more intriguing right now. It makes Asuka have something to feel like she now has something to target on Io Sky the entire time. She now has to prevent Rhea Ripley from trying to get to that championship. Everything else, that whole story with the world championship involved with it, at least feels like something. Because at least now it feels like Stephanie. I'm concerned about her on the main roster right now because I'm afraid that she's gonna just have a title run that's gonna be a nothing run. And I don't want to even think about that. But I have a bad feeling that's what we're gonna get because right now, what do you do? At least Io having that title involved in that story means a lot going forward. Like, sadly, it is crown jewel titles at fucking Perth, which is shitty. Which means it's Stephanie versus whoever wins this triple threat on SmackDown this Friday. So it's kind of just blah. So right now, off the bat, we're kind of going with some stupidness where either she's going to be the one to fucking take an L to give Tiffany Stratton, more than likely, to the crown jewel title, which is not a good way to kick off her run. And if you give her that, what the fuck does the crown jewel title mean to giving her that? I'm sorry, the crown jewel titles are the fucking biggest waste of everything. They don't mean anything. They don't do anything. And it's not like they get to keep the titles anyway because they stay in fucking Saudi Arabia. It doesn't matter. Friggin' they just get rings to walk around with. And they don't freaking break those rings out until it's close to crown jewel time for these titles to be involved again. So it doesn't mean anything. I don't know why this is the thing. I'm like I said, I'm concerned with her as world champion. I think involving that title in Io Sky's whole story, because at least it's a story that could involve people that literally could be challenging for that world title, like Asuka, like Rhea Ripley, even Kairi Sane if she wanted to. you have that whole just built-in story right there of you won the title, but now I have to be the one to be like, I could be eyeing that the whole entire Asuka could be eyeing that title the whole entire time, preventing Rhea Ripley. But meanwhile, Rhea, while she's building this story, even though she's buddy with Io Sky, and we see it every freaking week, no matter what, those two are like this. But Rhea's going to be watching, because not only is she wanting that women's world title back, she's never beaten Io Sky. She wants to be to finally have that one win over Io. So it's just it's the whole story just was built to carry that world title inside of it. And I just feel like they made the wrong decision that night. Punk and AJ versus Becky and Rollins was actually great. AJ looked like she hadn't lost a damn step. She looked fantastic. I saw a lot of people on social media talking about that freaking AJ didn't look that good and she was still looking a little sloppy and everything else. I'm like, are you guys watching the same fucking matchup that we were watching? Because I didn't see a damn thing that really like.
You want to go talk to Ronda Rousey about that? Because her dumb ass said it didn't look good.
She said that? She said that? Oh, wow.
That's you, Ronda. Who the hell asked you to talk at this point? I thought it was great. I love it. This is the one story right now I'm enjoying with. Flat out, I love that AJ tapped out Becky. I don't see AJ winning the title. When this matchup happens, I think Becky has to get that one up over AJ. I do right now first. Then we can go down the line and AJ can eventually get it over Becky again.
Chaos.
But I can
Mama
see
Chaos!
Mama Chaos!
Yeah, Mama Chaos!
But I thought it was an excellent tag team match. I thought they did that great. And Cody and Drew, I thought it was really damn good. I like the little bit of like story that we did get out of it, even though there was a lot that was really missing. The fact that it's sad because it felt like the tag team match took so much away from this main event, and that's what made it feel so lacking. But even then, like I said, story-wise, it just wasn't much to it. You had basically Drew have to write Cody off television so Cody could go film a movie, and most of the build was just Cody gone until we got to the match, and that sucks. So, but these two are so good together. The matchup itself was very good. It's just, again, you could feel it, that it suffered from following that tag team match. Honestly, the mixed tag match should have been the main event. Flat out, it should have been the main event. It's just, it took so much away that the WWE title just could not follow up that. Like it just all out the show flat out just felt very flat. Like very flat overall, even with an excellent women's world title match, an awesome freaking mixed tag match, and honestly a very good main event. But there was so much missing for the entirety of the show. And just Brock and Cena was the biggest fucking dud of the entire night, that it just felt like that affected the show so damn much, because that was your spectacle. That's what you were building this show around up to try to intrigue people to be like, sign up to ESPN for $30 so you can fucking watch this matchup. You get to see Brock Lesnar and John Cena one more time. And we got fucking 8 minutes of it for the same fucking rinse and repeat Brock Lesnar garbage and the same and basically a repeat of their SummerSlam match where Cena basically got destroyed. It wasn't a complete, same old, like the same exact thing, but it was basically this close to being the same damn thing, because all it was Brock decimating Cena. And that was lame. It was a fucking pitiful excuse for a show, honestly, as far as I'm concerned. And when people say that it was a fucking scam and they felt like it was a scam, you know what? I kind of agree with you. I feel bad for you that spent $30 on ESPN to fucking watch this shit, because we had our own ways of watching it and we had a better way to watch it. So,
yeah. Thank you, Stephanie McMahon, by the way.
Yes, thank you. Other than that, just a dud. Like literally, Wrestle Palooza is probably the most fucking fitting name for this, because it treaded that freaking line of being complete shit.
Poo-poo.
Poo-poo. Or I can even say Spanish.
Poopies.
And since you put me on the spot, and I have something to max out. I was trying not to max out while Redeemer was talking. I know you guys know that I talked about my birthday weekend next year coming to Houston is Animaverse Fest or whatever, and I wanted to go meet Saraya.
Yeah.
Well, birthday weekend they just announced the exact same event that I was already going to. I definitely have to go now. Look who just got dropped.
Oh shit.
So I just looked at it. I was only going to go Saturday because Saray was going to be there Saturday. They're going to be Saturday and Sunday. So since it actually would be Sundays, it would be actually my birthday, the 15th. So I think I'm just going to get a 2-day pass, go meet Saray on Saturday, and get to meet them second time on my birthday on Sunday. So I'm going to take a 2-day pass. So yeah.
Nice.
What's up, Lauren? What is going on?
What's up, Lauren?
Hey, so okay. I guess I'm not gonna talk too much about WrestlePalooza because I think you two covered it really, really well. But I'll say this: the only thing that saves WrestlePalooza are the women's championship match, which was legitimately a 5-star match in my opinion.
I agree.
The intergender tag match, which was just plain fun. AJ, the thing I would say about AJ is that above all else, she knows how to work a crowd. She has excellent charisma and excellent connection with the crowd, and she knows how to use her personality for it. And Seth and Becky were great in that match as well. All around, everyone in that match was great, and they sold everything really well. So I was happy to watch those two matches. I will be honest with you. As far as I'm concerned, the Brock Cena match didn't happen because, as far as I was concerned, his retirement match was Sami Zayn, because that is a goodbye match right there. So as far as I'm concerned, that's what it was.
At this point, we got lucky because we might get a better matchup right now coming up in Perth. Because I guess from what I'm hearing is it's been official. It's official.
Papa AJ
Cena versus AJ.
Yes, it's official.
Okay. So the other thing is if you take those 3 matches out for whatever they were, every other match during that night could have been on Raw. That was they were good matches. Don't get me wrong. I am not saying the quality of the matches were not great, but truth be told, they didn't feel like pay-per-view matches. They could have just as easily been on SmackDown, Raw. Mm-hmm. Because, like you said, Drew pretty much beat up Cody to get him off TV. I don't think you need to do that at a pay-per-view. The Vision versus the Usos, that's just the first step in the storyline that's obviously taking a lot longer. I understand why they put it up there because they had to fill some slots. But truth be told, I looked at the match and went, "Yeah, this could be on Raw." Mm-hmm. Like I said, as much as I dislike WrestlePalooza, I tried to look at it objectively, and the hype behind it, I'm going to look past because I know why they had to sell it that way. But truth be told, as events go, it really was. I mean, to quote MJF, mid. Yeah, because it wasn't, and it's no disrespect to the other 2 matches we talked about; those are great. It was just, it was a lackluster card, and you pretty much put your 2 best matches in the worst place on that card.
Agree.
Because if it was up to me, I would have the intergender tag matches as your main event. And I think Redeemer said that. And just before that, I'd make it a double. I made a double main event night for both the women's championship and the intergender tag match.
No, I agree. And I wrote down, because the reason why I wrote this down, Pepsi Phil, you speaking to the guy who said last week, I ain't gonna watch that shit. I don't like intergender matches, tag matches. So I wrote it down.
I will 100%. I will say this: they booked it definitely differently, obviously, because they're both used to they teased enough actual intergender wrestling matches that it actually kind of worked for them. Like, it wasn't their normal intergender matches.
That's why I wrote out at September 23rd at 6:59 Eastern. Pepsi Phil loved intergender tag team.
Damn.
I had to write it down right here.
Who's in Chicago for to get that information? No,
I got to write down Johnny Cochran here because, last week somebody said, fuck intergender matches. I don't like that tag match shit. So
honestly, the idea of a match, and then all of a sudden someone comes in and you gotta go, I got to go out now, is stupid, because then the storyline is like, oh wait, he cheated. He didn't let this person get off the ring or whatever. Like, okay, but like the way they ran it really was better. And again, I didn't realize how much I missed AJ in the ring. It was hilarious. Her pre-match interviews were probably the most unhinged shit I have ever seen. Which once again I thought was great. So yeah, banger. So yeah, so like overall, WrestlePalooza was a C event, and getting past the technical issues that they had for a lot of people. I hope they fix that shit for the next one.
Bang,
bang, bang, bang.
So, I mean, I'm not gonna add much to it because you guys all nailed it. But like I said, the ladies saved the night. And yes, I cried, all right, because Stephanie won. I cried on stream.
That he did, y'all.
I did. I didn't care. But I was happy to see her, to give her dad. We did it. Yeah, and did it on the same on Raw. I was really happy for her. So happy for her. And there's a lot of directions here. I get your point, Redeemer. This should have been Io. I think we all said it in the beginning. But with this situation where they're going with, I don't know. It's I have to see what direction they're going. We already see.
Here's my question: who would you have her go after next? I know they're doing like the stupid 3-way thing, but who should her storyline be next?
For me, I'm gonna say. You know what? I'm gonna save that when we get to the last topic of the night because I'm gonna wait on that. I'm gonna save that because I don't want to get into jump on the gun on that. But other than that, I mean, it was a great show. I can't really add on more to it because I want to kind of rush the topic because we got to watch along to get to. But, man, Pepsi Phil Simmons, this, by the way, what happened on Raw, folks, man, what the hell? What the fuck?
I saw that in the chat and I fucking was trying to be like, conserve yourself. Don't laugh.
Mama Ria, what are you doing, mommy? Oh no.
I mean, like I said, for what I say, they did a much better job of like locking in on Raw. Like I said, and honestly, I liked the Io Kyrie Asuka storyline. I liked. I mean,
like I said, I'm gonna wait on that one.
That shit's excellent right now. Like, let's just say that shit right now is excellent.
And you know what?
I mean, I ain't gonna lie to you. I wouldn't mind having Oscar yelling my name every 5 minutes when she's pissed. Like, yes, ma'am.
Like, yes, Empress. Yes, Empress.
Mammy Smurfette.
Mommy Smurfette. There you go. Love it. Fucking bloody marvelous. Tony Khan. We don't know. Is it announced tomorrow on Diamond? A huge announcement. There's a lot of predictions that we could have for it. But one thing he did brought up on the media scum that caught my eye that I hope he does do it because it did help him a lot. The last 2 pay-per-views, even though they were internationally, but it did help him the time, like with the starting time. And he is considering, they was asked in the media scrum, will you consider of switching your time slots to be starting earlier instead of evening times, especially with the cards that you have, how you book a card. He took that as a highly considerable consideration of actually doing early afternoons pay-per-views on Saturdays or Sundays. And he's realized the success that he had internationally, besides attendance-wise, but also here with us in North America with the purchase buys and everything. Like he got all of that shit. He was like, yes, I like this. I might end up moving my pay-per-views to start in the afternoons. If he does do it, I think it will be a success. I really think it will definitely benefit him, no shadow of a doubt. Because as we know, this fucker books like if it's a fucking mania every pay-per-view, like 20 fucking matches almost. You got like 10, you got like 7 on a fucking pre-show, then you got like 10 more on the fucking main card. Why, if you're gonna put us for 6 hours to sit down and watch your event, might as well make it in the afternoon.
I think your prediction is right. Because let's face it, the days of doing pro wrestling until 1 or 2 of them, 1:30 in the morning. I don't know about y'all, but I'm fucking old. I can't do that shit.
Shit, I mean, you don't think we can't?
I'm goddamn old. I can't be going that late.
No,
at least not on television.
So could we agree with that at least with that time changes?
I think it's a good move. I think it's a really good move. I think it makes them more accessible to people. It's an easier time slot, and I think honestly, people are much more inclined. Because look at the Super Bowl. It starts. I mean, granted, it's 15 hours, but it starts in the afternoon, and people sit there and watch the entire thing until late at night. But it usually ends at around 11 or 12 o'clock. A pro wrestling event tends to start at like 8 or 7 or 8, and go literally if you include the 0 hour, the pregame, and all this other stuff, you're getting 8 hours, and that shit goes into 1:30 in the morning. And I'm dying. I'm like, I remember on watch-alongs I used to do. I was like, I can't do this no more.
So I mean, do you guys also agree, Caleb, Redeemer, him switching the time slots to afternoon pay-per-views? I think it will be great, but I don't know how you guys feel about it.
I mean, honestly, it wouldn't really matter to me because, with my work schedule, it's so unpredictable. Like, I don't know. It really don't matter to me, honestly, because there'd be days I work mornings, I still would miss it or miss half of it or start it late. So I really don't. Yeah, I really don't have any, true feelings about this because, like I said, either way, I'm still going up watching it late or when I get off work. So even if it's the evening, noon, or whatever, it'd be fine with me. But if a day off, but Saturdays or Sundays, it's always on Saturdays, Sundays. You never seen it during the week. So I mean, just like if you want to kind of like mix it up, do during the week sometime, just throw people off. But hey, he won't. So it don't really affect me because either way, even if I'm an hour, 30 minutes behind, I'm gonna miss it. It even goes with the WWE pay-per-views. I always miss an hour or two or something or behind. So it wouldn't really matter to me. However he does. I mean, Tony Khan's gonna do what Tony Khan does.
Okay. That's
fair. There you go, Stephen.
I mean, there is that too. There is that as well. I mean, baseball season's around the corner too now.
Well, yeah, playoffs is coming soon, so he has to get ready for that.
Yeah.
Bobby Redeemer, do you agree with afternoon pay-per-views?
I absolutely do. I am just 1,000% agreed with this. Like, with the length that Tony Khan puts his cards at, this is like perfect. No more of this starting your show at 8 o'clock, an hour and a half freaking pre-show, like at 6:30 to start the show at 8 o'clock, and then freaking wait up till 1 in the fucking morning. Like, listen, even if we get it's on a weekend and it's not really like a bad thing to be like, oh yeah, it's cool, 1 o'clock, we could sleep in for like most of the day.
Unless you work on the weekend, yeah, it's true.
Right. But other than that, like, if like scenarios, it's like perfect to start it early because then you can get it done earlier. Done like around 8, 9 o'clock Eastern time, and that's like perfect because then you still get that little bit of time before you just say, all right, I'm fucking calling it a night. Like, it's honestly, I think it's a perfect decision. I'm happy that he decided to like at least just like maybe put it in discussion, but I hope he actually goes through with that. Like, go through with that. Let's do it. Like, make these shows earlier. I know some people will probably not be a big fan of it if it goes earlier, but I think it's a better plan for, especially when you, like I said, the length of your shows, when you start cranking out, a card that could easily be 5, like 6, 7 matches, something like that. And you're like, we got to stack this card up even more. We got to make it 13, 14 matches. Well, guess what? At least an earlier start time will justify a longer card. That way you're not up till past midnight Eastern or like any other time like that. So I am all for this happening.
The only real pushback I can see, and this is a legitimate pushback, it is hard for those people who pretty much like watching the event late and don't want spoilers. It's really hard to shut up the wrestling fan community because with the afternoon pay-per-view, by the time you get home at 8-ish or whatever it is, and you're like going, oh, I'll TiVo it or whatever, or DVR it and watch when I get home. But then by the time you get home, literally everyone on Twitter and TikTok and whatever has already told you the entire results of the entire match. So you spend most of the day trying to avoid social media so you can watch it unfettered. So that is the only real pushback argument that I've been given that I actually accept as a legitimate reason why they want to keep it that late, because it's a little hard to spoil something that ends at 12:30 at night.
Yes. However, though, what benefits him to move the afternoon will benefit him the international.
Oh no, that I understand. No, I understand. Like I said, I'm not saying I disagree with the idea. I'm just saying there will be the pushback that I've heard that actually makes sense to me and reasoning wise is just they're worried about people who want to watch the event but can't do it because of work conflicts. Maybe they're like, whatever. It's going to be a little bit harder for them. And sometimes you just like it's like with me in New Japan. I love New Japan wrestling. But when they have their big events, it's hard to watch it because by the time I can actually wake up in the morning to watch it, the internet's already spoiled the entire thing. Like the G1 Classic, before seeing the match, I already knew Takeshita won it by the time I woke up in the morning. He had won it.
I fucking did that. I was up with fucking
exactly. Like the man,
I watch it on for that shit.
The man won the championship at 3 a.m. By 9 a.m., the internet was all over it, and I woke up going shit.
I was asleep because I was up all fucking night after that. I did my life for a while once. And yes, Stephen, there those could be the two things of the announcement we're going to get tomorrow. Either the women's tag team champions, which it looks like is heading that direction more than the women's and men's and blood and guts.
See, genuinely, I'll say it flat out. I don't think announcing men's and women's blood and guts is that much of an important announcement.
Yeah, I agree. I think the women's tag title is probably
that could be announced at any time on a show and just be like, well, there you go. There's your announcement for Blood and Guts. It's not that important, but it's part of the freaking show coming up.
Yeah.
This at least is mostly important, I guess, even though I genuinely don't think they need more fucking titles. But you know the reason why we're introducing women's tag team titles. It's because of the fact that it feels like as a whole, Mercedes Moné's kind of killed this division a lot.
No, I'm gonna give you a little pushback if you don't mind. But I'll let you.
I feel like Mercedes has done a lot of damage to this division more than anything right now, being the fact that she's held this title hostage. Like, yes, the women's title is still there. It's been defended. It gets defended a lot, but that title at least has an opportunity to move around. Like, you're not going to do it now because Stat just won the title. Like, you're going to give her a run before you take that off of her. But, like, the TBS title is basically for these other women right now. Like, you have the women that are up there, and they're not going to go drop down to challenge for the TBS title. Mercedes has this TBS title basically held hostage at this point. And then, hands down, it just feels like she's done a lot of damage to the division as a whole, to the point where now, since you don't know when at this point, if she beats Jade's record, is she going to be the one? Like, how long is that title run still going to go? Could it still go past that? Which would be just insufferable to drag that out even more, in my honest opinion. But, like, do that and, like, introduce that title right now, and then just flat out, I would say they're just going to end. That's what I feel like they're introducing them for. Is they're introducing them to give the women something to fight for now that are not immediately interjected in the women's championship scene. And I don't really think that's necessary, honestly. Like, you don't need more titles. AEW has more than enough championships right now. They don't need more, honestly. Like, I get it. They still are building kind of a tag team division with the women, but a lot of the women still aren't getting used either. So I'm just not a big fan of introducing women's tag team titles because I'm still not big on the women's tag team titles in WWE. And that's what I feel like they're going to end up feeling like in the long run, is Tony Khan's not even going to know what the fuck to do with the women's tag team titles, to the point where we're going to get the same exact thing with AEW's women's tag team titles. And I don't know. I don't think they need to be in a thing right now.
I mean, do you guys feel the same?
No. Mm-mm.
Okay. Break it.
I think the problem with the women's division is, like you said, Mercedes does have a chokehold, and right now, all roads lead through either the women's championship with Toni Storm for so long, the same Mercedes Moné. They need another set of belts to be able to spotlight their women somehow. Storylines isn't going to cut it anymore. They need some way to spotlight the women beyond those two belts. Because truth be told, those belts are pretty much locked in with like the top guys in there, in my opinion, whatever. In the top class division. The women's tag division allows them to actually spotlight more talent, more different people. Stuff like I would not be mad if Sky Blue and Julia Hart won the women's tag championship. Like, they deserve a belt, but they can't because the current singles titles are all locked in to whoever they have right now.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm pretty much okay with it, but again, I do agree with Justin. I fear for how he would treat the women's tag division, because if the men's tag division is any indication, it may be fucked. But that said, we did see Tony starting to go back to the tag team division builds that he's been doing. So I'm willing to give him a shot and see what he does, because this is I will say this: Tony Khan has improved greatly from his past bookings, storylines, exposure, and talent, and how he treats his talent. So I'm willing to give him a shot and say, yeah, let's see a women's tag tournament in the tag division.
Okay,
let's see what he can do. Like, I'm not going to shoot it down because he has a history of being bad. Every promoter has a history of being bad, but he has shown the ability to improve. So I want to see if he can.
Okay. Well, what about you, Kayla? Do you feel the same? Is it going to be the women's tag team titles?
Well, I mean, it could be something good, but it can be something bad. Like, he in the past hasn't really been, able to juggle the women's tag team, women's division, period. How many women's tag team? Any? Bane, Ford, TJ, Willow, and Stat. Let's see. Well, and I'm pretty sure you could probably, honestly, if you want to add something else to that, Steven, I might have Athena and Billy Starks could be another one you could add.
Mm-hmm.
But speaking of tag teams, I will say, I don't know if she's official, but I've seen within the couple of weeks a certain one half of Party All the Time has been part of Ring of Honor, Miss Lacey Lane, aka Kaden Carter. So,
oh, that's right.
So she seems to be doing okay. She might bring in her former tag team partner, Katana. Now, she might actually get to use Casey Catanzaro. So that could be another. I don't know. Hopefully. And I will say this, kind of agree with Redeemer a little bit, but then I agree with Pepsi Phil. Like, part of you just wants to see where he can do with it, if he would be able to handle it. Because like I said, Ty J, like Tay Mello and Anna Jay has been one of the greatest women's tag team ever since AEW has started out. Bane and Ford just recently got together. They've teased Willow and Stat together, even though Willow kind of still has a little love-hate relationship going with Stat there. But I think hopefully that will start warming up. And then Billy Starks and Athena has that, little bond going. And a part of me wants to see it, but I just don't want him to bring it in and then just fail drastically on it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want where, look, I take WWE Women Tag Team Champions. Look how many different times did it take hot potato, hot potato, hot potato, hot potato, hot potato. Oh, your partner just got hurt. Okay, you're going to keep the tag title, but you're going to get a new partner.
That cursed championship? Yes.
I know. I mean, it's just there for a while. It's just like, someone gets hurt and, have to replace it and all this stuff, or you just take it off and people don't defend it. Like right now we got Alexa and Charlotte over, as a tag team champions right now for WWE. I absolutely love it. Never thought I'd see those two as tag team. We got the Redeemer over here rooting for Charlotte every week because she's teamed up with Alexa.
Listen, thank you, Alexa. Okay,
I know something.
Hey, Kayla, we need to hear Redeemer say "woo." That's what we gotta hear next.
Listen, the night that she freaking, I wasn't on the SmackDown watch along with Kayla. She did it solo the one night, and I think it was the one when Charlotte had the match with Chelsea Green.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
She had the one-on-one with Chelsea Green, and when she slapped the freaking figure 8 on there, I'm like, slap that fucking figure 8 on her, Charlotte. Get it in there.
But,
I'm like, damn. I'm like, wait a minute. What the fuck am I doing?
Just the way things are leading up, I have a feeling that Charlotte and Alexi is probably going to end up losing the titles to Kabuki Warriors. I don't know why I'm getting that feeling, but I think that matchup's going to happen here soon. If Kyrie don't say fuck you, Asuka, and walk out. But anyway, as far as the whole women's tag titles, and part of me wants to see it, part of me don't. But if Tony Khan decides to bring it in, I hope he can be able to run with it and just give us something that we want and not say, oh, I only got 4 tag teams. Okay. As long as he don't decide I ran out of females for tag teams, as long as he don't start dressing up male.
It was bullshit. Jesus, I didn't see you going there, but good point.
I'm just saying,
though, at least AEW has some women's tag teams, unlike WWE right now. Like Steven had them right there: Bane and Ford, TJ, Willow and Stat.
Yeah,
you got Athena and Billy Starks.
Don't get me wrong. I agree with you. And like I said, that's like. It was bullshit when Tony said it the first time when they asked him why was the women's tag tournament put on hold, because he goes, not enough women were there. I'm like, bruh, really? So
you got a lot of women.
Two different companies, Tony.
Yeah,
you can use women from.
That's like you didn't really have enough tag team. But then again, if they even, let's say they bring in Lacey Lane, aka Kaden Carter, that's a good trend, and bring in Casey Catanzaro. There's another tag team. Perfect, because they shown they could be as a tag team. So like I said,
even if they can't bring her in, hell, what if even Casey doesn't want to come back to wrestling? Like, hell, this could be a time you could pair her up with fucking, I don't know, say you bring Dakota Kai in if you wanted to. Like, everyone always keeps saying, but Dakota Kai should go to AEW. Dakota Kai should go to AEW. There you go. Pair up with freaking Lacey Lane, and there's your tag team. Like, that could be pretty fucking good right off the bat.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, I hope it is the women's tag title. Another thing came to my head, too, that I was looking at what titles do they have. I just hope it's not another individual title. But I hope not. But if he does do it, I would at least do this, at least. I would make those women's tag team titles represent for both, for Ring of Honor and for AEW, have to be defended on both brands.
See, remember they tried that with the trios title. You saw how that shit turned.
Yeah, but this is the women though, because they have women on Ring of Honor too. That's
we all know that.
Yeah.
But that's something else though. Yeah, an important announcement. So this might not feel, I guess, important, even if it is another thing. But what if it's a women's like Continental Classic?
I was gonna say that.
That is. I mean, that's a good call. Honestly, I think that's an interesting call. But I'm kind of with Ivan. I don't want another singles title.
Because
what if it's not for a title?
What
if it's not for a title? What if it's just for a title shot?
Same thing.
Same thing, really. Because if you bring another let's say you bring in an AEW Women's Continental title, we already know who the hell is going to get it, and she goes by face.
We don't have to do, like I said, we don't have to introduce another continental title.
Well, honestly, Kayla's right, because think about it. She's trying to beat Ultimo Dragon, and that women's continental title counts as a goddamn belt.
Well, think about it though. What if it's not? What if it's not for a title though? What if it's literally just for a number one contendership?
It's the same thing, though. It's basically the same thing. In that case, it's not even a title. It's the same titles in the same pool, and there is no change. It's just
Continental Classic is just their G1. If you think,
exactly.
So technically, it should be the equivalent of a G1. It should be for a championship opportunity, not a championship. A championship opportunity.
Kind of like how
here's the thing.
How Stardom has their own. So
but like I said, but here's the thing, though. Gives me opportunity, and what if that person loses? then what's the point of the tournament?
Hey, that's happened before in the G1.
It's like with the G1.
Yeah, oh no, G1 does, yeah. But it does, but 9 times out of 10, the person who wins it ends up getting another belt elsewhere some other way. Like, remember, that's how the Intercontinental title used to be floating around. That's how the Global Championship gets dropped. Like a lot of those belts, like winning that tournament doesn't get you an opportunity, but it also gets you a guaranteed belt someplace else.
Or he makes a battle royal, like, and have like how he have the men get the contract and cash in 2 weeks before. He could do something like that
gauntlet thing.
Yeah, he could do something like that too. I think I hope it's the women involved in this situation now, because now that the women are mainly back from the injuries, except for, I mean, she's Britt Baker. We don't know what her status is, but the rest of the women that he has ready that are ready. Deonna Purrazzo already graduated. Tony Khan helped her to graduate to get her degree, her bachelor's degree, and where she needed to get, which is the reason why she was not booked more. So now we got something going. Now there is something there that he could do. He actually got a stacked women's roster that he can do something. If it is tag team, fuck it, so be it. But as long as it represents both, I wouldn't mind that, because it will at least give the women to go somewhere else and try to elevate at least that program, that hopefully they can find a television deal that could help elevate it alongside with Magneto. That's the one thing.
Like I said, that's the thing that concerns me most. I don't think a women's tournament for a champ at a chance at the shot will give them that exposure. A women's tag championship tournament, I think, does, and this is me, I could be wrong, feels to me a better way to kind of get people more invested in your women's division. Because let's face it, using her name, thanks to Kayla, fuckface, and granted, has
You're welcome.
and Stat, those are your top guys. Yeah, you got Toni Storm, and I don't even know what she's going to do next, but she could probably be taking a break right now. That's 2 people running your women's division. And honestly, let's face it, me personally, I enjoy watching Ilsa, She-Wolf, or the North fight Betty Rubble, because that shit is great.
I'm excited to see how they're going to do it, but they do have enough women to do tag team. You got the Triangle Madness. You can put Mina Shirakawa and Toni Storm. You can put Taya Valkyrie and Deonna Purrazzo.
Y'all forget about the best tag team you can get. Right now, if you look at TikTok, Queen Aminata and Mina Shirakawa have been hilarious together.
I know. When we saw that 8-woman preview,
And this fun thing, I was thinking of 2 things. We were just talking about her, and you mentioned Mina. A Ring of Honor on Thursday. Mina is defending the Atrium Ring of Honor Women's World TV Championship against Lacey Lane.
Oh, okay.
But then I was thinking of tag teams. Do you remember? We're doing a little thing here. Do you remember back when the two guys that were really feuding back and forth, and what did DK put them together? Was Adam Cole and MJF. You remember that?
Oh yeah.
What if, just for shits and giggles, because they're feuding back and forth, I could see Tony Khan putting Jamie Hayter and Tekla together.
Oh God, that just makes me think. That's just making me get some fucking weird Battle Bowl type freaking reminiscence, and I'm like, no,
I'm not angry. I'm not
tag
angry.
teams.
I'm not mad at that at all. Like, I think that first of all, I think that shit would be hilarious.
Jamie and Tekla are gonna come together like the bar.
Exactly. Secondly, I think they would make a really good team together, because those matches they've had, the slap boxing events they've been having have been great as far as
I would prefer Queen Aminata and Tekla, because they've been having great matches at Collision.
I can see that.
That'll be interesting to see.
The thing is, you got the Triangle of Madness as well for the tag team titles too. So,
and honestly, as far as
there you go, Brandon, Renegade Twins, right?
Yeah, so there's a problem I have with the Triangle Madness. They need to be used more, because that is a great stable right there. In the
fuck yeah, there is, dude.
And think about it this way: how many times have we had really good women's stables? The only one I can say we had is TNA is the only one who did it really well.
Yes,
Do you want me to go Booker there, Steven? Do you want me to just, let me tell you something, Queen Amanati. You want yourself some of them chocolate kisses sponsored by Hershey's. Let me tell you something right now. Quack, quack.
I love it. So I'm going to skip one topic because we're running out of time. We got to jump onto the important topic. Go for Kayla. What were we going to say?
No, I'm just saying they're speculating that one of the final 4 appearances of John Cena's final is to go after the one thing he hasn't, possibly at Crown Jewel facing Dominic Mysterio for the Intercontinental title.
Oh,
that's what they're speculating.
Well, in their defense, the last time, remember, Solo Sikoa killed him at Crown Jewel in Saudi Arabia, and he took an extended break to go film Peacemaker. So if Dominic Mysterio retires John Cena, it would make good sense.
Oh my God, that'd be.
Hey, I wouldn't mind if Cena wins the Intercontinental just so him to get his Grand Slam championship.
Remember
John
the rules.
Intercontinental title open challenge. Make it happen.
No, but keep in mind, remember the rules about John. Remember the rules about somebody retiring. The point of them retiring is to have a match where you put someone over on your way out the door. I can't think of anybody else I think should be put over more than Dominic Mysterio right now.
I mean, I get you because he is right now he's done a lot right now that
the kid's great. Like literally the kids, get past that mullet and all. He is a really good worker.
Oh yeah.
And I keep forgetting that because they do so many goddamn vignettes with him that you don't get to see him work as much.
We got the MFTs. That's what we got, D-Man. That's what happened when he beat Cena. We got MFTs, the motherfucking Tongans. My family tree.
And now for the last topic of the night. Which is the subject of this episode. Why is it called that? That is right. I had to do something like that because it is. The biggest question here that I even in the chat is also, if I need to get your feelings, your thoughts. We are heading to the end of the year of 2025. The last year has been ups and downs on all over professional wrestling. I'm not just focusing on one product, it's every product around the world of professional wrestling. Where the audience is the fans, the connection. And this year's connection, we have seen it in fall. So the biggest question for y'all three here, has the connection really have felt with the fans? And what needs to be risen to connect back with the fans? That is, even with yourselves including, because we've been digressing here as well. We've been it's annoying. It's like, I think all of us have had our digression weekly or even monthly of the products, not just one, but every other product that we just want it to be a success and a connection. And you can go detail as you can from the superstar, from the booking, from just everything. So that is the biggest question that I have for y'all too.
Oh, you know where I'm going to go with this right off the bat. I'll kick it off. You know what? You know what the issue is? Has the connection fallen with the fans? Damn right it has. You know why? Because a lot of fucking companies so far are lacking stories. We're missing stories. How many times have I said it so far? 2025 feels like a very weak year and a pretty bad year for creative. Creative has been very weak this year, and I'm honestly been very disappointed. I feel like they've been creatively bankrupt. This year just feels like we're getting some stories here and there, but you're either not that intrigued or literally it's gone so long that it's driven you out of it at this point. That has got to be connected. The fans want to see stories. We've been so freaking, trained and just accustomed to stories. And now look what we're getting. We're not getting anything. It's just turned into the whole, AEW, for instance, coming out there and saying, it's where the best wrestle. And they're going off that moral of this is where the best wrestle. We're just going to constantly give you good matches. But where the fuck's the stories? We're so freaking trained, thanks to WWE, that we need to see stories. We want to see stories, something to keep us invested, something to keep us going. That would be this is why we want to tune into the show next week. So when you present it to us 1 week on the show and some kind of intriguing story happens and a bunch of it happens, we sit there and go, man, I can't wait to see next week. I wonder what they're going to tell next week. I wonder what's going to happen next week. Something like that. You're kind of driving fans away right now to the point where they can't really expect much to come to the show. Like, even when they come to the show, they go there and they go, man, I mean, cool, we got a banger matchup, but where was everything else that we were supposed to have attached to this? Where was people's intrigue to want to see this, to be like, yeah, cool, we can get a banger match whenever, but like, the one thing you want attached to a banger matchup, what makes a banger matchup even better? A fucking banger story attached to it. That always helps it. It helps everything. But the less you give people like that is, D-Man said it, they're taking fans away. Let's be honest, they are taking fans away. And it's not even just because of creative. It's because, WWE's a prime suspect of it right now. Fucking ticket prices is another one. They're really turning people away because right now they're pricing people out. They are pricing people out, and that sucks. It's really not good. Like, think about last night. I heard last night they freaking had an arena for like 7,000 seats. They only sold like 6,400 seats. And I'm like, whoa, wait a minute. You guys didn't get your sellout there, huh? Starting to slip up here, huh? Starting to feel like people are not going to be intrigued to come to your show because people can't come to your show. Mm-hmm. They can't fucking buy the prices because it's too damn much. Mm-hmm. Like, right now, though, the main thing for me that feels like that has fallen is creative. That needs to be fixed. Because basically we have what, a couple months left of this year. You need to start stepping it up. Like, let's go into the new year with some intrigue and motivation to feel like, man, I can't wait to see what next year is going to give us, or what this show is going to give us next month, or something like that. Mm-hmm. Like, you can't do that unless, I get it. You want to get people to tune into a banger match. Cool. I would love to. I love banger matches all the time, but I want stories attached to it. I want intrigue and stories attached to it to go for it. That's what really needs to be like risen up, because it is sloped big time this year, big time. So I hope they fix that next year. They need to.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So that's what needs to be risen there. That is for sure. All right. Who wants to take from there? Phil or Caleb?
I'll do this one. So here's the thing. I kind of on the same channel as Justin. I think the problem is that they lost the connection with the fans when they became inaccessible. And I think it's actually three things in my opinion. They became inaccessible beginning with, and Ivan, you touched on this, they got rid of the house shows. Getting rid of the house shows did two things, I think, in my opinion. It did not allow the talent to like start workshopping their characters. Because of that, they couldn't workshop the characters. It placed too much money and too much emphasis on the creators to write stories for them. And with all due respect, no one can tell your character how to be a character better than you can.
Agreed, 100%.
Because I still think about that time, Becky, off a random joke about couscous, because she was just fucking around, it became a thing, and then which led to her being a man. But before that, before she became a man, it led to her pretty much being a little bit over the top. But then she got punched in the face, and then she became the man. But like I said, that is all organic, and that is done because the talent has time to work their characters. Mm-hmm. Expecting creative to be able to do that on the fly after, honestly, let's face it, you got four. Some guys get like what? Unless they're like a wrestler who's worked with them for an extended period of time, they got like 5 to 10 people under the people they have to work with. And you can't say you can focus. It's like a book. You can't focus on 10 characters in a short amount of time, especially in 1 week, and think you're going to have a good creative experience that the fans will connect with.
Right.
But that falls on the talent. But if they don't have tools like, say, house shows or ways of like essentially doing what Karrion Kross did, where literally he got himself over doing shit by himself, which really pissed him off. But again, that's like that right there is the problem. Like it's not just them being disconnected with the fan base. They're on some level disconnected with their talent on certain level about certain things. I
Exactly.
don't think their talent really feels. I mean, their talents are invested in the operation, but the thing is, at a certain point, if you work for a corporation, you are only so vested. Because I'm gonna tell you right now, and I keep using Cross because right now he is my most favorite example. Karrion Kross, after he left WWE, his last 4 appearances that he ran himself have been incredible. His merch sales are going through the roof. I just saw his match with Calvin Tankman, which is the most ridiculous thing I have ever seen in my life, but that shit was hilarious.
He picked that man up, by the way.
They 3D'd the goddamn ref together. It was not, and no one was disqualified. Is that a ridiculous storyline? Yes. Are we in for it because we love wrestling? Also, yes. But the problem is that if like the reason why is because Karrion Kross has a hell of a connection with his fans. He knows how to work with them. He knows what they like. He can feel the flow of what the tide is telling them. Right now, WWE does not allow the talent to do that, which makes it harder for them to connect. Also, it makes it harder for the fans to connect with the wrestler they enjoy or find a wrestler that they like because it's like they only see. Well, I don't know. I mean, I'm not sure, but I know NXT still does some kind of house show system. But when they get onto the main roster, they don't get that. That's why the guys at NXT are way more rounded out. By the time they get to the main roster, though, they become really, really rusty.
Yep.
Like, truth be told, I'm genuinely surprised Roxanne Perez is doing as well as she is.
Yep.
Because, I mean, but I think that, like, the way to fix that is bring back house shows, give talent more opportunity to build themselves up, and don't be mad because they found a way to do it.
Yep.
And let them genuinely work with creative to create a real story based on what they can do and what they know. And like I said, if they are getting over, ask them have creatives ask them how they did it.
Yep. 100%. Amen. You preach the words. Preach it.
So,
Kayla, what do you got for us, Kayla?
I won't take too long, but we'll kind of like bounce off of what both Redeemer and Pepsi Phil said. Like, the creative's not there. There's so much that they got to be able to, figure out, bring us back in. Like Pepsi Phil said about the whole cross. When they brought him back, what was the first thing that happened? He turned the hourglass on Roman Reigns. What happened with Roman Reigns? He lost his bloodline. Everything just started coming crashing. He always tells a story for a reason. Then another thing with creative that really bugged the crap out I was excited for. No one else even in the, here or, no one else, not even Kat and Joey from the Queen's Takeover saw it. When they were showing the video advantages of returning, of people coming and joining them, I automatically picked out that's going to be Paul Ellering and AOP. They bring them back only to push them several times to turn to tag titles, only to drop the ball on them, and then they turn around and release them. So what was the whole point of bringing the whole Final Testament in? And then you're going to, drop the ball on Cross again, or you didn't, or supposedly they wanted Cross and they didn't want to sign Scarlett and they didn't want to tell him they weren't. So he wasn't taking that because, that's what they like to do. And like Pepsi Phil says, honestly, part of his creativity is a storyteller. If you're not a fan of him, then, you see his stories. He tells great stories. And like Pepsi Phil said, since he's been outside of like running the indies and showing up these shows and these cons, he is making more merch sales than he's ever done. He's actually putting more, like the one he says that match was crazy that he had that match. And it was just like, whoa, and he won. That's what was shocking. I'm like, bro, you freaking won this match. And, he's gotten the fans. I hate that these fans that are on with him now weren't always there for him. But, hey, he's got the fans behind him. He's always, with them. And that's the kind of talent and creativity that a fan wants and we want to see. And the thing is, a part of me, I know I'm not holding my breath, but a part of me just keeps thinking, they always say, like how they did the whole R-Truth thing, brought him back as Ron Killings. What if they released Karrion Kross and bring him back as Killer Kross? And Sami Zayn's going to do that one open challenge and who comes out for his challenge to win the U.S. title. That is what I'm hoping, but I'm not holding my breath. But that is part of me just wants to believe it's really happening. This is just enough time for him to do cons, to get some money built up, get his book tour done. That's what I'm hoping for. And I hope that's the right step. If not, I'm not going to be 100% upset about it. But that's just a part of me. I'm holding on. So if that happens on, what's today's date? Let's see. It is Tuesday, September 23rd, 6:48 p.m. Central Time, said by the Queen of the South. If it happens, it will be said by me. That's what I'm hoping on to. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But that's part of me wants that to believe that he's going to be the one to take it and bring him back and let him release and be the one he needs to be in the storytelling, crazy, chaotic, time-ticking fool that he is. And so even Ivan wrote it down. There we go. But I'm just saying that's what I'm hoping for. But whatever, even just not about Cross, about any of the creative, they need to lure in, or, just wrestling promotions on the way. I'm telling you, we got Zachary Wentz, part of the Rascals going out there and trying to wrestle Masha Stamovich at freaking.
He's going to die. Mark my words. He's going to die.
He just wrestled his fucking his own girlfriend too while defying one-on-one.
Twice. I'm just saying, it's just, they're not, these wrestlers are not afraid to show the fans what they want and what to give them. But it's just the fact that wrestling promotions, regardless, has to work with it because, and then like the ticket sales. Like Steven says, I'd rather go on a long vacation than buy 2-day WWE tickets. I've been watching the tickets for Monday Night Raw in Oklahoma City in November coming. I looked at nosebleeds. They were going for $120 way up in the sky for Monday Night Raw. I said, come on, y'all.
Can I throw one more thing in there that I forgot to mention?
I'm done. I'm just...
I'm sorry. Here's the thing about, and I'm going back to the Cross thing because, Nick Nemeth, Cody Rhodes, and Matt Cardona all did it. But the thing about that I enjoy about the Karrion Kross thing is that he wrote a story for himself. And at this point in time, the biggest complaint he had was that they weren't using Scarlett the way she can be used.
And now she's wrestling.
Now she's all over the place looking like a sociopath. Like legitimately, have you heard that woman's promos? She look insane. I have never been more in love with a woman in my life.
Oh, me too.
Like if you want to talk about the red flag you want to date, that is Scarlett right now. On like she is a straight menace on the circuit, and that is the best part. That is the best part. Like as soon as she left, she was able. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, go for it. Go for it.
But no, like as soon as she left, she got back. Like she was already in shape. She was just looking for a shot. As soon as she left, she got in the shot. First thing she does, punch Match Cardona's in the dick, which I think we all want to do that someday.
Fuck Matt Cardona, I guess.
Yes, Brandon, I do want to see that.
Exactly. Yes.
Versus Cross. Yes.
Like I said, that kind of like that kind of because truth be told, I want to see Scarlett fight. Not Chris Statlander.
She's having a match. I know they're going to give her a match.
No, it's Steph DeLander. That's who I want to see fight next. Like,
that's the next give me Max Border, Steph DeLander versus Killer Cross and fucking Scarlett Bordeaux.
Yeah, like that would be like you said.
Sign me the fuck up. Mixed tag
give
match.
Me a smoke show fucking fall.
So like I said, it's like I said, on the one hand, I can't be more happier for Cross. Because I think he's in a great place and he's doing good stuff, which is really good. And like I said, we've all realized how cool a dude he is. But and truth be told, we know how much he was screwed over by WWE Creative. Because again, he got himself over and didn't connect with and connected with the fans on his own terms. Mm-hmm. And literally to the point where they had to lie about people wanting to love him. Because, and I quote, I still remember we want Cross. And Triple H lying saying this, we want Brock.
Mm-hmm. To add on that, the one thing that what Kayla said too, imagine that comeback. He brings himself, since he is now affiliated with them, the righteous. Okay, I gotta stop. Dreaming that will happen.
I'm gonna pee on this one a little bit because here's the thing. After the way they did Cross dirty twice, in my opinion, I don't want him going back.
I wouldn't give
I'm right
them
there
a
with you,
third
honestly.
shot.
I don't want him going back. I would rather see him in Japan.
Yeah, hell
with
no. I
Scarlett.
wouldn't listen. I wouldn't give them with you. I would not give them a third opportunity to fuck me
Yeah,
over.
because like honestly, I feel because even though he kind of like he's like real chill, you can tell that shit was weighing on him way more than it needed to.
Well,
and
he was patient. You could tell that he was.
Yeah, he was, but he was still weighing on
his tongue, and he was just like,
yeah. So far as I'm concerned, they burnt me twice. I can't go back again.
Yeah,
At least not for a long time.
The fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice,
Twice,
shame on me
shame-
thing. Friggin' fool me 3 times.
Yeah, I mean, like if he comes back in 5 years, maybe 10, fine. But right now, I mean, again, it's wrestling, so you can't really never say never.
Mm-hmm.
But truth be told, I would rather that man go around the world, get his chips up, and then become undeniable, basically.
No, he would, Steven, that's for sure. Now, I'm going to say mine very quick so we can end it because we got to jump on to the NXT, folks. So remember, it's not going not anywhere. But here's the risk where the falling is right now, because the concern right now with all these promotions is they're finding an establishment, because we are, and it is true, we are heading into a new direction, heading into the next couple of years. We are heading into basically the television and cable network are going to be deleted, obsoleted. We're heading into a transition where now TV streaming platforms are going to be now the number one go-to to see all your favorite shows and all your favorite sports and professional wrestling. We're heading into that transition. And within these 5 years, it's already coming to that direction. It will be at 120%, I would say, within the next 2 years and a half at its full potential. Then we will now, that television, cable network basically will be the first one to be erased completely. So because we're going to get to that. And that's the problem, is that these promotions, especially WWE, is focusing on to establish on that. Money hungry, money wise. And I have to agree with Bischoff what he said on his show in regards to the tickets prices. Yes, it can benefit them short term, but long term it's not. You are fading away your fans for those ticket prices. He really shout out, and I have to do it myself. I have to give McNugget the credit of the world. He put those family prices to get people to an attendance. He didn't care about the rising the ticket prices more. The man's more intelligent way with how he made his money was establishment on platforms, pay-per-view buyouts. That's how he was getting his money. Here, Emmanuel, on the other hand, is more worried about want to bring more the riches, the stars. He wants to make it a UFC. This is not UFC. This is not UFC or boxing. This is professional wrestling. A family-oriented show for families to attend, to take their children, their sisters, their nieces, their grandkids. But you're raising prices because you are money hungry. And with the long term, little by little will be erased. Just like what you just said about you're supposed to sell out this much tickets, you miss out to sell out 1,400 tickets. Why? Because your fucking nosebleeds are, let's say $120 or above just to be all the way to the top. Nobody's paying for that shit. We're facing an economy right now that is not the greatest at this moment. And got to give the credit to the other promotion, because he kept it still a family show that is keeping the prices low. And other people does that too. TNA, AEW, New Japan, Ring of Honor, Noah, they know what to do. Make sure. That's the problem here and why it's falling. All of you guys said what I wanted to say, and it is the truth. But the one thing too that is missing is time management on every character that needs to be on television, that needs to get their time. They're not given. You are repeating what the McNugget did, what you were doing with Division right now, Bloodline 2.0. You're giving them the main event spots every Monday night, just like when they were getting SmackDown every Friday night. There needs to be changes. There needs to be more development. Why am I looking at the roster of SmackDown that we're seeing? There's only one, Julia, who has not been a consistent defending the championship. There's not much women's there. There needs to be more women there. Raw side, there needs to be more women for the Intercontinental. There's nothing. It's flat. It is dead. They need to time manage everything for that to happen. And you, like I said, it brings back those live shows. And that goes the same with Tony Khan, the same over there. Same with TNA. They need to figure out, they need to find an establishment. The problem is that these promotions are worried right now, first than us, mainly, is their establishment of where they're going to settle in for the next 20 years on a platform. That's because because right now we're heading to that direction. We're heading into what I said earlier. That cable network is going to be erased. Television will be next, and it's going to get there. And all we got to do is get applications. Applications is going to be the next course of television moving forward in the next 40, 50 years or so. And that's what the problem is, that they're focusing too much on that and money hungry instead of focusing on the attendance, focusing on their employees of what to do, how to do to get them over. Not letting them speak is a major problem. And Karrion Kross did that tremendously. He did what Austin did when he brought his 316. And Roddy did the same thing what Roddy Piper did back in the days. And freedom of speech was missing as well in these products. It's freedom of speech. That's what I feel like that's where it's a problem. And all of that needs to be risen in order for us to be connected again, because we're not getting that connection. We're seeing the same thing every other week, and that's a problem. Major problem. But folks, I have to end it here. We gotta have to end it here because we got one more minute before we go into NXT, because it is on the road to NXT No Mercy, and we gotta see it's title for title right now coming up in the main event for NXT. Who the winner takes all? Will we get an invasion? That is the biggest question here. Mike Santana will be there to see who will take that. And what you just heard on TNA, Rich Holland was there attacking Mike Santana because Trick Williams hired him to attack him, and he will give him a title shot. So that means it is a problem. But ladies and gentlemen, don't go anywhere. Jump onto the other NXT. But we appreciate you all for joining us in the 260. That's what we do here. We discuss, we debate, we derail, and especially detonate when you don't want to get this man. But there's 3 words we do right here on this flagship show. So join us right now. Jump on the other flagship show on Tuesdays, and that is NXT Watch Along. Don't go anywhere. We'll see you there. Till then, you already know. Pepsi Phil, what do you do?
Before we get to that, let me just say I'm always glad when Kayla gets here because we get classy. It seems way more normal when she's here. And we see, so she always raises the bar, so we actually don't devolve into madness when she's around. So
hey, we discuss and debate and derail and have fun for a reason.
Exactly. But back to Ivan. What do? We make
history.
Stay classy, debaters. We'll see you on the other channel.
See y'all later.